I've been waiting 11 days for this. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Hope you'll stick around and I'll explain to you why. It may not look like it, but we've had almost 2 feet of snow here in the last 11 days. First we got about 8 to 10 inches, then a couple inches, then 3 more inches, 5, etc. And over that last 11 days, the snow has not only had a chance to accumulate, but it's also had a chance to compress. Not only naturally, but of course because I've taken my truck up and down it a dozen times and my ATV. But over the last 11 days, as the snow has fallen, you've probably seen in the last few videos, it's pretty fluffy stuff as I'm taking my ATV through it. But over that period of time, with the changes in temperature and different weather each day, that snow that accumulates eventually on its own starts to compress, gets a little heavier. Plus it's getting compressed or packed down by the vehicle traffic. If I could take you back to the last 2 snow clearing videos, we talked a lot about the need or why I need a rear blade, how the snowblower operates up here on my driveway. And if you'll recall 2 videos ago, for the first time in about 2 months, I took the blade to scrape down the base out of the driveway. Just the blade. And then on the last video that I cleared the snow, you'll remember I used both the blade and the blower at the same time. But if you were watching some of the shots on the blade during that video, you'll notice it wasn't really picking up a lot of snow. And that's because I'd scraped down that base already just days before that. So on the next 2 videos, I want to try to prove that theory, especially if you're a new tractor owner. As you'll recall, I had mentioned that despite its 570 pounds, these skid shoes on this blower will ride over anything hard, any hard packed snow. It doesn't dig in. Unlike my neighbor Guy's snowblower, these Kubota models, and most likely most manufacturers, do not have an ability to articulate forward. Or in other words, they don't have the ability to change the pitch or the pitch of attack on the bottom bar of this blower. They rest down on the skid shoes and they just ride on whatever is hard below it. So given that we know that we scraped down the driveway really well just before we started getting the snow, on today's video, just going to go for a beautiful drive on a sunny day. All I'm going to do is blow out the driveway, once up, once back. Tomorrow I'm going to go out and I'm going to drop the blade and we'll see just how much snow it picks up. So let's get her done. Hope you'll stick around. Cheers. So interesting story. I came up from the city early this morning, driving up the highway. Believe it or not, a motorcycle passed me the other way. I'm not lying. I had to do a double take. I looked back at my rear view and sure enough, and it wasn't like a big Goldwing or anything with a nice big cowling or heated seats or anything. It was a little racer, probably a CB. Took a look at the dashboard, it was -7 degrees Celsius. I'll tell you. I rode bikes for a while when I was younger, and I'll tell you, you'd never see me throwing rubber on the ground in February. Not a chance. An important update for you folks. There's been a lot of discussion lately, a lot of questions about how I'm able to keep the glass from fogging up. And if you'll remember, I think about 2 or 3 videos ago, I told you what it is that I normally do, but I missed one very important point, or what you might call the secret sauce, which I actually didn't even know I was doing. I had a couple of comments from folks. Sure enough, I checked it out. In the back of your cab, or at least here in the Kubota, right behind me, you'll see above, there's a filter with a switch. If you push it up, it recirculates the internal air. If you drop the switch down, it allows fresh air into the cab. I had it on fresh air. So just to check, I started off today and I closed it, put it on recirculated air, and sure enough, within about 15-20 minutes, I was completely fogged up. I flipped the switch, and honestly, not more than 10 minutes later, I was totally clear again. So add that one to the list, and if you haven't been trying that, give it a shot, and maybe it'll work for you as well. question came up recently by a couple of folks on the channel. They said that when they go to turn their hydraulic chute, it drops the RPMs in the tractor, and asked me if the same thing happens here, or if I know why that happens, or if it's normal. Same thing happened to the old V2601 with that front end blower. Every time I turned the chute, it would draw down on the engine, and the exact same thing happens to this one. I haven't had a chance to ask the dealer yet, but I'm assuming if both of mine did it, and there are other folks that have it happening, I would imagine it has something to do, I guess, that's normal with the hydraulics. But if I do get a chance to talk to the dealer, I'll certainly ask him, and I'll let you know what he says. Update too on these Isotopes. I'm 2.5 to 3 months in now. I'm still loving them. They work great. Great quality, nice and easy, innocuous. I stick them in my ear in the morning and I pretty much leave them there the entire day till I'm done. Except the odd time I gotta pull him out if Guy's talking to me. If he's talking loud enough, I don't have to pull him out, but you know, Guy, although he's a big guy, he's kind of soft-spoken sometimes. But otherwise, I'm really, really happy with them. You folks have noticed I've still continued to use them outdoors, and very seldom do I wear a hat. And not once has the weather or the cold affected their performance. So, still 2 thumbs up, GP. One thing I will mention though, the Isotopes are hearing protection. That's their primary function, that's what they're engineered for. They deliver that NRR of 27 dB. They also, as added functionality, not their primary functionality, will let you listen to Bluetooth, whether it's music or conduct phone calls. But it's important to note, their primary function is hearing protection. If you're looking for something that you want to use around the office all day to conduct phone calls, or to use primarily for telecommunications, this is not the product for you. I think what you're probably looking for is a Jabra unit or Sony or Bose, some other high-end quality piece of equipment that is primarily engineered for telecommunications. But other than that, call quality is good. It varies depending on reception, where I am, the acoustics, and of course, background noise. You might be able to see my truck tracks trying to get out the other day. It's so heavy and it was so deep, just about got her stuck. Just there on the left. And you guys guessed it, we're blowing uphill on the steep hill right now. So far so good, maintaining almost full RPM, 4-wheel drive, and we're in low range. We can make the crest at the top, we'll be a pretty happy skipper. Boy, that feels good. Blowing snow uphill on the steep hill and not getting stuck. Really happy with these tire chains. Great performance. Little golden earring. This is going to be a lot of fun. I have to tell you, that was a lot of fun. That snowplow's been building that up for 10, 11 days, I guess now. And she got through it no problem. I was really impressed. I will admit though, this is one of those few times when the inside of the blower does start to pack up with snow. But as I'd mentioned before, it only happens a couple of times in winter, so I'm not really sure I want to spray it with any kind of silicone or anything. I might try it sometime. I'm going to head back to the cabin. Thanks so much for sticking around with me today. Probably going to come back tomorrow. We'll do another video and I'm going to drop the blade and we're going to see how much we missed with the blower. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful and safe week with your families. Please be kind to one another. I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.